Hey everybody, Dan here with Pain Free You. Today's topic is going to be the harder you try ... and I will answer the rest of that sentence in a little bit. It's a gorgeous day. We've got the sun setting way back there. You see the silhouettes of the trees, the light sky back there. So it's getting close to sunset. It's pretty chilly. So I'm going to enjoy a couple of nice breaths of fresh air. Breathe in the trust. Exhale the skepticism. Breathe in the calm. Exhale the panic. Breathe in the patience and exhale the impatience. All right, so the harder you try, the longer it takes, and the worse things can get. And I know that's different than many things in life. You know, if you are learning to play the piano, the harder you practice, probably you'll get better quicker. Sports, same thing. Learning to do many things in life. Oftentimes trying harder yields better results. In the case of TMS and what I call perceived danger pain, trying harder can slow you down. Trying harder can actually cause our symptoms to jump. Well, why is that? How is that possible? Because many folks are elated to find out about this mind-body concept and the reason for pain. That, okay, my body's fine, so my brain is creating it. And so they immediately go very intensely towards what they perceive to be the recovery process, which is, I'm going to resume normal activity. And they start going on long walks, and the pain starts climbing. And they decide, but I just have to keep on going. And despite the increasing sensations, they're saying, but I need to resume my life. That's what Dan says. And that's what other people say. But unfortunately, as the symptoms go up, the fear increases, which causes more perceived danger, which causes people to say, what am I doing wrong? What am I missing? And so sometimes trying harder doesn't work the way you would expect, because many people, when they start trying this and working on this, they do it with a certain intensity, and they believe that trying harder they should be getting results. And then when they're not getting results, they start getting frustrated, fearful. They start questioning, what am I doing wrong? I must be doing something wrong. So they spend more and more time researching TMS, perceived danger pain. They start looking at all sorts of information from all sorts of TMS experts, and they become more and more frantic at getting this recovery process right. And when the symptoms are going the wrong direction, they're getting worse, the fear really escalates. And fear is perceived danger, which is why sometimes the sensations can get worse. And so what I'm going to encourage you is to go easy. Give yourself some grace. This is a learning process. This is a teaching process. It's really tough to force it. It's gradual. The mindset needs to change first. The confidence needs to grow. The calmness needs to gel a little bit and percolate a little bit. But if you are intensely going after this recovery and the fear and the frustration is mounting, that is possibly what's going on and why your sensations might be getting worse. So one of my viewers shared an analogy, thought it might be helpful. Let's say you fall into a hole and there's a shovel at the bottom of the hole. And you figure, oh crap, I've got to get out of this hole. And you immediately start digging to get out of the hole. And you're scooping and throwing the dirt out of the hole. And what you don't realize is the harder you try, the harder you dig, the deeper the hole gets. And so sometimes when it comes to this mind-body work, the harder you try, the deeper you're digging yourself into a hole, because now you're not just talking about the original symptoms. You're talking about all sorts of questioning. Am I doing this recovery right? What am I missing? How am I getting worse? Why is my fear building? Why am I going backwards? I should be getting better, and it's not getting better. And we become more and more impatient. We're basically digging the hole deeper, deeper, deeper by trying harder, harder, harder. I'm going to encourage everybody to take a step back. Let's go back to foundation. Perceived danger is what causes symptoms in the first place and determines the intensity of them moving forward. So, if your sensations are going a way you don't want them to and they're increasing, simply put, your brain is perceiving danger. So what is it that you are doing that the brain might interpret as something bad's going on? Well, fear, frustration, despair, questioning, doubt, self-judgment, self-criticism. All of those things can be interpreted by the brain as perceived danger. And therefore, symptoms can go the opposite way that we would like them to go. So if you're digging a hole, maybe put the shovel down and recognize that digging deeper and harder isn't the way out of that hole. Give yourself some grace. Understand that the goal here is safety. The goal is not to get rid of the symptoms. Yes, I know that's what we would like at the end, but the goal is safety. The goal is, am I feeling more confident, more calm, more self-assured, less concerned with the symptoms? Am I freaking out less? And when I have symptoms, how am I responding? Calmly, cool, with a smile on my face, knowing that this is all temporary, right? Or am I getting more and more panicked as symptoms increase or at minimum don't go down? So patience is your friend. Impatience will delay recovery. Fear will delay your recovery. Frustration will delay your recovery. And I know those things are very normal reactions to sensations and symptoms and pains, especially if they're getting worse after you found what you believe to be the answer. And so I'm going to encourage you to go back to foundations. Perceived danger is the only reason you have symptoms. Perceived danger is why they may be going up instead of down. So just evaluate yourself. Are my thoughts and behaviors creating more fear or more of a sense of safety? Pushing through the pain creates more fear. Being indifferent to it, where you'll say, so what, I hurt, no big deal. It's different than pushing through and gritting and going through it. Are you creating more danger or are you creating more safety? And that's a really good way to determine whether or not the actions you're taking, the beliefs, the thoughts, the behaviors are helping with your recovery or perhaps sending you in the opposite direction. So, I'm going to wrap it up here. My right hand, which is holding the tripod on this camera, is freezing because it's in the 30s right now, and I'm going to have to start wearing gloves. So I appreciate everybody. I love you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Take care.